to our first episode of We Should Have Coffee. My name is Jay, and I've got mine.
And my name is Steph, and I've got mine.
So for our first episode, we're going to be sharing the story of how this podcast came to be. We'll share a little bit about ourselves, and as well as why you should start any goals that you have set in mind for 2024, our personal journeys, and just an overall goal for the podcast as well as for the year.
I love that. Thanks so much, Jay. I'm so excited to dive into this together.
So, Steph, how did you come up with this podcast? Actually, no, tell me a little bit about yourself first, because we have to introduce ourselves to our listeners, and then tell me about how we got in this boat right now.
Okay, so it's so interesting because, so my version of the story of like how we got this podcast started was basically Jay and I met just through Instagram. And we were just like casually chatting, right? And really just connecting through the posts that we've been sharing. And I feel like Jay has been like, you've been like hyping up my posts, and like I saw you like, and I was honestly like, oh, this girl is so cool. I love her content. And I think that's just, we've just been supporting each other through our posts. And I think it was just random, right? I think maybe you had just stumbled upon one of my reels, and yeah, that's how we sort of met through Instagram. And then I think one day we were just chatting, and you were saying like, oh, I have so many ideas of starting a blog, and I'm actually wanting to start a podcast as well. And like, I love podcasts. So I was like, oh, like what kind of podcast are you thinking of starting? And you're like, no idea, but it sounds fun. I'm like, okay, cool. And then I think a couple of days later, you're like, I have a interesting idea. Why don't we start a podcast together? And I'm like, I don't know. I feel like there's something there. So for me, like why I was like, yeah, like let's do it, because one of my goals that I wrote down, like I'm a huge goal setter, was that I wanted to actually just be a guest on somebody's podcast. I love storytelling, I guess. And I think that was just one way I was maybe able to just share a little bit more just about like daily life or like learnings that I've kind of stumbled upon like along the way, my content creation journey, things like that. And so I felt like something more of like a long form story type of content maybe aligns with that a little bit better than something like the short form that the Instagram platform kind of like narrows it down a little bit.
I think that was a great recap. That was so cute.
Was it?
It was so cute. I loved it.
I don't know. Okay.
I loved it.
Okay. Yeah, I guess a little bit about me is that I am a part-time content creator. I'm a self-taught photographer, and I really just love being creative. I really started my journey of content creating, of my blogging journey, just to find my creativity again, because I don't know if you can tell like from my voice a little bit, I am a little bit like corporate sounding sometimes, I feel like, right? And so
what are you trying to
say? I feel like all my life I've just been very like honed in on like my professional career, right? Like what I've got to do for like just in terms of my career and things like that. And I lost a lot of my kind of inner creativity that I've always had when I was younger. And now I'm just feeling like I'm building that up again, just trying to find myself through creating content and really like anything that inspires me. Jay, tell us a little bit about you and why you wanted to start this podcast together.
That's so cute. That was such a beautiful story. I guess we've never met. We forgot to like express.
I think we forgot to express that. Yeah, we've never met.
I don't really know anything about you, and throughout the planning of this podcast, honestly, it was just like, I don't know, I was just so drawn to your energy. I think that you said that you're into photography and you're self-taught, and I actually straight out of high school, I actually started my own photography business. And there's so much to tell when somebody takes a photograph. And I know you're mostly in the photograph, but you also take your own photographs. So you also like set up a tripod and make sure like the scene is perfect for yourself, which is something that really, like when you have the eye for photos, you can really tell the story between how particular someone is and how
Mm,
great the shot is by how, like, what you see. And for
mhm.
me, I feel like I learned a lot about you through your photos, if that makes sense. So I feel
Oh,
like
I
we had
love
already
that.
correct connected. We already connected without like having to express who we are and our personalities. So we know nothing about each other. I don't even I know nothing about you. I don't know what your job is. I don't know how old you are. I can see a photograph behind you. I have nothing, like I don't know anything about it.
Yeah.
I know
Hmm.
about your cats. That's it.
Yes,
Because
yeah,
that's
I
very
know. Yeah, I
important.
totally forgot to preface that saying that Jay and I don't know each other at all. I think through
That's the tea.
through this podcast, we will for sure continue to like just get to know each other. And I think the overall vibe is just to empower you guys to meet new people, right? Try new things. We've never started a podcast before. At least Jay, I don't think you have.
No,
No. Hmm.
I've never met
Yeah.
a random stranger on the internet and started a podcast with them.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah.
So that's a first.
Yeah.
2024 first.
I love it. I love it. So Jay, tell us a little bit more about, yeah, what inspired you to start something like this with a complete stranger?
I am such a like free spirit. I feel like I always try and find a way to connect with people who are like-minded like me and who like things like me. I just said that already, but I want to surround myself with people who think like me, who have aspirations like me, who are driven like me. And I feel like I get a lot of that inspiration from other women. And that's why a podcast like this, where I'm talking to another girlfriend, just like is the perfect space to bring other women in to those conversations. I'm always trying to find a way to reach out to like different like people through content creation, and this was just like a no-brainer to try and do something like this. Like I want to be integrated in all the like wellness besties, like when they wake up and then they turn on our podcast and then they're like, what are Steph and Jay and me up to today? Because it's like a group. Like I'm not just talking to
Yes.
Steph, I'm talking to like all my
Yeah.
other girlfriends. I love the thought of that, of somebody just waking up and having us and our We Should Have Coffee podcast into their routine, which is just
Hmm.
crazy, like mind blowing.
I can't believe we're here right now. Just so the listeners know, we had quite a bit of like technical difficulties, like getting onto this platform, but we're here right now,
I
and
know, we're actually
that just kind
thriving,
of
like
shows.
absolutely thriving.
Oh, absolutely, and because yeah, we haven't started anything like this before, so I mean that was expected that we would have some technical difficulties, but I just wonder, Jay, like what made you start sort of your content creation journey? Because you post like some
Ooh.
of the most lovely things. I love some of like
Thank you.
the affirmations you post, or I love your like fashion tips, your travel. I love just kind of seeing your day to day life too. Your dogs are so cute. Yeah, like tell me a little bit about like
Thank you.
what sparked your journey for yeah, your blog and everything like that.
Mhm. I like I don't remember who wrote this quote, but I read this quote one time that was like, if you're obsessed with being creative, if you're obsessed with being an athlete, if you're obsessed with something that drives, like fuels your passion, then figuring out a way to make all those things into one was like a no-brainer. My content creation journey started when I was in Japan for like a month, and I had so much content built up just from enjoying taking videos and taking photos that I was like, like, why not share it? So it
Mhm.
was a lot of self-doubt at the beginning. And I know that if you don't usually post that kind of content and then move on to posting content for social media, then there's a lot of opinions about it. But I feel like if you can move past that and understand why you're doing it for yourself, then it's a lot of fun.
I love that. Thanks for
What
sharing.
about you, Steph? I would love to
Hmm.
know what made you want to
Hmm.
do content creating.
Mm-hmm. You said you didn't know what I do for work. And so I'm a physiotherapist by day,
Right.
content
I would
creator
not
by
have guessed
night.
that. I should have tried and guessed.
Oh yeah, you should have. I should have had you try. I actually don't tell me what you do because I'm going to try and guess what you do.
Okay.
So yeah, physiotherapists by day. I guess I just grew up with the understanding and the teachings that, in order to be successful, you must go to university, you must get a professional career. Um, and then, after you get that, you just work that job, right? And you just stick with it. That's that stability there, right? And I followed that path, right, that I was taught. Right after high school, I didn't go traveling. I went straight to university. I grinded there, right? I was there for probably, let's see, I did 4 years of my undergrad major. I majored in microbiology. And then from there, I was like, oh, like, what do I want to do? I felt like everything was driven by the what, like, what do I want to be when I grow up, right? And I was very fixated on, like, I got to choose like that one thing and then stick with that one thing for like the rest of my life, right? And it was very hard for me to choose because I'm somebody who just loves to try everything. So I mean, I did that, what I thought was expected of me, right? What success was, um, what I understood success to be, which was just following that path. And then when I finally sort of made, like, I got my master's degree, I got into like a setting of my dreams, right? And I was working really hard at the hospital. And maybe 2 years in, I was just feeling completely unfulfilled. And it wasn't the career choice. I love being a physiotherapist, love helping people, but it was just because I wasn't like following my own voice, like my own path, right? And so I ended up in this place where like I did all the things that I was told to do, that was like expected of me. And then all of a sudden, like I just kept asking myself, like, why am I not happy? I just, at that time, that was probably 4 years ago, I couldn't understand it. And so that was sort of that crossroads of me figuring out, like, I had to answer that question for myself, right? Like, why was I not happy? And that, I think, was the tipping point of me getting into content creation.
Oh my God,
Hmm.
wow. That was
Hmm.
so beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. Is
Hmm.
honestly, I feel like it's such a cultural feeling to feel that burnout. And now more than ever, which is amazing, a lot of women are sharing that feeling of feeling lost in their careers that they've
Hmm.
chosen. And it's totally
Yeah.
normal. Like just like with
Hmm.
anything, you have to spark back your drive and curiosity in whatever you're doing. It definitely is something that we should talk about more so that we can figure out how to like get over it together. Because if
Yeah,
people knew that you were
exactly.
feeling that,
Mhm.
then that's something that, you could have helped each other out with.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I remember just feeling totally stuck, but totally like a little bit alone too, because I'm just somebody
Mm.
who is always like, oh, I'll figure it out myself, right? And which is why I love us coming together like this, just kind of sharing our stories, because I feel like we all have a story to tell, right? Like we all come from such different backgrounds, and yeah, it's just so interesting to hear like we're both in similar industries, I guess, but we come from such different backgrounds.
Yeah, for sure.
Hmm.
For sure.
Hmm.
It's so funny. Your path to your career is completely different to mine. Like mine is just
Oh,
absolutely
yeah.
not conventional.
Tell me more. I'd love to hear, and I'm sure the listeners would love to hear too.
That is so funny. We don't know our ages
Actually,
yet,
can I?
but just
No, we
yeah,
don't. Actually, can I guess? Can I guess what you do?
yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Sure.
So, Jay and I have only spoken like here and there on Instagram, and this is only our second time. Like, this is our first time, I guess, like fully recording. We did meet a couple, like 2 days ago, just to kind of vet out the program and like what we're gonna do. And yeah, we met for like an hour and a half, almost 2 hours. So this is literally like we really don't have much background on each other at all.
No.
But from the little that I gather, I don't know. So you mentioned you really like games, and um, I don't, I don't know. I wonder if you do something in like software development or game development. I don't know.
That's so funny. I want to be this cheerful if I was in game development. No, just kidding. I'm just kidding. So what's your final answer, Steph? What's your final guess?
Okay. Oh, my final. Okay, so I said Maybe you were like a software developer. Maybe you're still you're a student and you're in school. And then my third one is I know you worked in tech a little bit, in Apple, right?
Good memory. She's good.
I remember, yes. You had your last day a
That was
little
kind of
while
creepy.
ago.
The way you said that was kind of scary.
I promise I didn't do a background check on you.
Just like LinkedIn.
I'm just like, who is this? I need to vet out who I'm chatting with before
That's
we air
true.
this.
I don't do that to you. Actually, like, disclaimer, I never Googled you. I never searched you on LinkedIn. I never, like, what you posted on Instagram was the only, like,
Yes.
knowledge of me.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Same here. That's crazy.
I just don't do that. Yeah. Unless you give me, like, if we stalk somebody, we would do it. Should I just say it?
Yeah, just tell me.
So I'm a teacher.
What? No way. Oh my goodness. I can see that
Isn't
now.
that so funny? I was going to say tech is one of the fields that I teach, like one of the topics. So that's so funny. This is actually a great segue into our halftime break where we do a little game.
So we are going to do a little bit of a getting to know you game. We're just going to do a quick fire of like little fun things about each other.
Okay, I want to guess your age.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm really scared because you're obviously Asian. And Asians are like I feel like they're so beautiful up to a point where like we look like we're 20 until suddenly we look 100. Do you know what I mean? Okay, so this is what I think you look like. Right. I wrote 28.
Okay, you think 28. Okay.
Oh no.
Okay, should I...
Show us the money.
So, show you the money. You're wrong, and
Wait. Okay, sorry. Okay, this is what I was gonna say. This is what you look like, but this is actually your age. 33.
Ah. So you think, and thank you for telling me that I look younger, that I look like 28. So
I'm closer.
Like that.
And you didn't see me write that, so I wrote that like 5 minutes ago.
Oh, I love it. Okay. And then you said 33.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm scared.
So the answer is...
This is so sick. Oh, how can I get it so wrong? That is so funny.
You were very close, yeah. If that was the average, I wonder. You were very close. So, okay. Now,
do you get to choose? Yeah.
Okay. So my turn to guess your age. I'm just gonna say one age. That's it.
Okay.
Okay. Ready?
Are you ready?
Okay.
3, 2,
ready?
1.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
You're very close.
Am I?
Very close. Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
27.
Ooh, 27. Nice.
Tender age of 27. So our next question is what our star signs are.
Okay. I'll do it to 3, 2, 1, and then on 1 we go. Okay. 3, 2, 1.
So Steph is a
For
Libra.
the viewers out there, I'm a Libra.
And I'm a Cancer through and through. Should we just do one more? Because
let's just do one more. It's
we have to do a drink, like a drink of choice. What's our coffee order? This is a really good one because I feel like as friends we should know each other's coffee order so that if you went away somewhere or if I wanted to treat you, then I could come over with your drink of choice.
Okay, so I'm just writing down my coffee order that I would always get.
You're scribbling a lot, so there's a lot of things in there.
I swear I'm not high maintenance at the cafe.
So what I guess your coffee order is a cappuccino, almond milk, 2 sugars.
Oh, that's a really good guess because I do get that sometimes. If I were to get a cappuccino, I think I would go no sugars. Almond milk, yes, would love that. So I will share with you what my coffee order is.
I'm not even joking. I'm not even joking. I actually thought of writing that. Vanilla
No
latte
way.
with oat milk. I literally, I'm not joking. Because I was looking at what you were drinking. So then I was trying to guess what it was. And I was like, is it a cappuccino? I couldn't decide.
Love it. Okay.
Okay, really quickly,
I'm
I'll
gonna
do
guess.
mine.
Okay, you do yours. I'm gonna try to guess yours. Hmm. Okay, one sec. Why do I feel like I'm always writing a lot?
I know.
Okay, I'll share what I think yours is. So I think that you get an iced coffee with a splash of almond milk and 1 pump of vanilla.
That's so fun. Why is okay? I don't actually know anything about like ordering coffee in Canada, but in Australia we don't say like
Yeah.
a half sugar or like a splash of stuff like that. Do you guys actually say that when you order coffee?
Yeah, so I say like, can I get a half sweet or just 1 pump of vanilla? Because like they like right, like they come in the little pumps. So well, that's what I say anyways, like just 1 pump. Because oftentimes I find it's like too sweet.
This is the real
Or like
conversation.
half. Oh yes, I know. Yeah, next
This
time
is
we're
where
gonna
it's
have
at.
that next time.
Coffee conversation. Yeah. I never knew. I mean, I
Yeah.
know in the boba shops they do pump the syrup, but maybe they do it here, but we don't really say that. Like that's not a metric when we order our coffee.
What do you guys say? Like, how do you note what kind of sugar level you want?
I don't think they put sugar in it. Like you put your sugar after. Maybe I'm
Interesting.
wrong. See, I'm really big on making my own coffee, so I rarely like watch them do it.
Yeah.
But that was very
Yeah.
close. How did you know I like iced coffee? How did you know?
Well, I was just thinking like where you're from, right? And I'm just like, it's like hot there. So
You're
I
so
wouldn't want a hot
clever.
latte.
What a clever.
I would
That is
want an iced
honestly clever.
coffee.
Mine is, it's
Okay.
very close. I like to get an iced mocha with soy milk.
Oh,
That's my go-to.
that
I
sounds
recently,
delicious. I'm gonna get that
it's
next
so
time.
good. Thank you so much, Steph, for playing. That was really fun. Like, I feel like I got to know you so well from that. I hope the
Yeah.
audience enjoyed it too.
So, what you guys can expect for our upcoming episode is a little bit into our habits and routines for finding work life balance. And then our third episode coming up is just going to be diving into a little bit closer look of our process of content creation, where we'll be focusing on the journey of really like how we bring our ideas to life. I would love
So, in
that.
terms of what to look forward to for that podcast and the structure that we're going to have, you can look forward to at the beginning pretty much understanding the outline of the episode. So, we'll go through that really quickly. And then midway through, like how we did this episode, we'll have a halftime break, which is just a fun little game. And then at the end, we have 2 segments that we're going to introduce, which is our goal setting, which is what this whole, we should have a coffee podcast is all about. We're going to write one goal for every episode. And then we're going to come back to it at the end of the year, or maybe even halfway through the year, and see how we're going with our progress, which is really fun. And then we're going to do Spitfire questions, which we actually have not discussed yet, but I'm hoping it's what I think it is, because I've written some stuff down for you.
Okay, yeah, I hope that it aligns somehow. But I think this is just like really us just sharing, like, we are literally creating this in real time and figuring it out as we go. So you are also seeing our journey of this. And I think that Jay and I feel like we have such a good connection, and
We
it's
have
our
chemistry.
podcast, I think. Yes, totally. I think it's just going to get better and better. This is literally just our first one. We're kind of like feeling it out, but I think it's going to be really, really good. And I'm so excited.
It's like a little chemistry read to see if we're like the perfect lead. And I think we are.
Right? Okay, so let's write a goal for this coming 2024 year. Let's see. Today, what did we talk about? Just a little bit about our content creation journey, hey, and kind of like our creativity, why we started this podcast. should it be something along the lines of that, or just any sort of goal for the year?
I think so. I think I'm going to do it something along the lines of what we talked about. Where we really talked about being brave and not conforming to like what society thinks of us as women, as well as like our age and what we expect from ourselves based on that. So I think I'll write my goal based on that. So I'll do number 1.
Oh, I
Goal
love
number
that.
1.
Okay. Goal number 1. I love that. Okay. And for the audio podcast listeners, yeah, we're just writing down our goals. Feel free to check us out on Instagram. Jay, what's your handle on Instagram?
Mine is by J Lim. What about yours, Steph?
Well, mine is steffi.mi. You guys, you'll find like all of our links in the show notes below. So if you guys want to connect with us, that's where you will find us. So
that was good.
Excited
You're
to meet you guys.
That's really natural. You've done it before. You've said that
not.
before.
Okay, so no, I have not. But you I think, what did I ask you? I was like, oh, like, do you listen to a lot of podcasts? I consume podcasts like crazy.
Nobody's
and so
business.
I think it's just like, yeah. So I'm like, these AirPods are fused to my ears. So this is like my day to day. And I'm like, yeah, I consume them all the time. And so I think I just hear it so much. So that's probably,
so now you just like,
probably why.
Word vomit.
Yeah, so there you go. Yeah, that's what they say. So I will say it too.
I love it.
While Jay and I are writing our goals, we invite you guys as the listeners and our community to really just maybe think about your own goal for this coming 2024 season, and maybe like writing out maybe something that you guys want to work on together. And then I think this is really nice because we can really keep each other accountable on our goals. Yeah, just something small that you want to work on this 2024 year. You don't have to share it with us, but if you want, yeah, we would love to know what your goals are because we are also cheering you on.
I feel like you're such a natural speaker. You're such a warm and inviting speaker. So I feel like a lot of people will be drawn to like your energy of being like, oh, like you should do it. Like you don't have to share. Like come write your goal. Whereas for me, if I had to say, I'm like, you better do it. Better see that.
You're like, do it, girl.
Do it. There is no should I do it? You do it. Should we share ours really quickly?
Oh yes.
Or if you want to,
Jay,
I guess you don't have to.
Yeah. No, I'd love to. Jay, what did you write down as your goal for the 2024 year?
Okay. I'm going to show it and I'm going to say it. Mine is very, very general. So number 1, I said, don't be afraid to make mistakes. And I said to take more risks. So very general.
I love that.
And I love the fact that if I do make mistakes, at least we'll all learn from it together.
Yes.
What about you, Steph?
Yeah,
I would love to know yours.
Okay, so for me, it's so I wrote it really small here. It's finding my voice and sharing it more. I feel like I'm an introvert. And so I feel like, yeah, I have a lot to share. But I oftentimes just sort of disregard my own voice. And so I think starting this podcast really aligns with my goals of just really not being afraid to share who I am, my voice, and really growing from that.
That's so beautiful. I loved it. It's so good. Okay, without further ado, I'll ask you to spit 5 questions. There's going to be 5 questions. If I think that you're thinking too hard, I'm going to go, nope.
Okay.
All right, number 1. Has to be fast.
Okay.
What is your favorite reality TV show?
Ooh, Selling Sunset.
If you were a drink, what kind of drink would you be?
Ooh, I would be a classic, like milk tea. Boba milk tea.
Love it. What's your worst habit?
Oh, my worst habit is, do I even know myself? It's like, I can't answer.
Identity crisis? That's your
yes, yeah, I'm just like
constant self.
Oh, my worst habit. Okay, my worst habit is setting like 10 alarms in the morning.
Oof. Yes. All right. What's your go-to karaoke song?
I have never been to karaoke.
What? Okay. We're moving on. Last one. What's your hidden talent?
My hidden talent? My hidden talent is um these are hard.
Are they really?
My hidden talent is
Girl. Okay. We'll move on. I'll just do it. I'll just do it this or that. Jumper or
okay.
sweater?
Jumper.
Okay. Love it.
Okay. Thanks guys so much for tuning into our podcast. We should have coffee. We're going to be here next week, same time, and I want you guys to look forward to our next episode, which is all about habits and routines for finding work-life balance.
And if you have your goals and you want to share it, I would love to see it as well. Share those goals.